I got on just a tad bit early for sound settings. Chat, tell me how everything sounds. There isn't going to be too much loud music playing, so I can hear myself think. And also, I'm not giving away the new soundtrack yet. This is the old one. Okay. Can you hear music at all? That's a question for you, chat. Okay, so there's some background noise. Okay, cool. Making sure that everything is cool and you can't see things you're not supposed to see. That's why we have our little note there in the bottom left. Alrighty. So what you're looking at right now is Unity. So this is how we built the game, Unity. I believe the first Unity game we did was, my first game there was Mummy Demastered. So let's get into this. Turn the controller on. So we'll wait for some people to spill in here. Looked like there was a bunch of people and then about like 25 people dropped out. Phooey to them. If you are new to the chat, to the stream, make sure to follow because I will be giving away a key to River City Girls to a random person. You gotta follow though. So that's for later. So, everybody, just gonna wait for just a little bit. I am still waiting for Unity. My computer hates Unity. But we will go into this over here. I'm going to switch on over. Flirt. This is the actual game over here. So what we're going to be concentrating on today, and feel free to... Hello, first time chatter. Bro, fac, yo. Hello. Well, bro, I'm a big fan of yours as well. Bomb Chew Soup. Hello, first time chatter. You too, make sure to follow. So, nope, you don't have to subscribe. Just follow, and I'll be giving away a key later in the stream. So yeah, I'm waiting for Unity to open up right now, but you can... What we're going to be doing is going over... How have our girls changed from the first game? And I might need to actually, I'm still kind of like tweaking and going over stuff in the game, but I might be actually fixing on stream some of Misako's moves that I noticed weren't working as I want them to. So we're gonna throw in Kyoko here, and yes, there is a training gym. So you can finally beat up poor Tiger Man to your heart's content. Alright, we got a bunch of first-time chatters. Hello, Eric. Hello, Guillermo. Hello, Flaming Kier. Hello. Rival Essay. Or Rival Issy. Hello. Army of Stars. Hello. Rat Monkey. Yo, is this a training mode? Kind of, yes. It is a gym. As you can see, there is an actual entrance over here to the gym, so this is something that you'll see in... I might need to leave, and I'll be going right back in, so I don't want to spoil too much, but yes, there's a whole nother level right outside of here. Where you start the game is like right outside of this, so this is very close to the beginning. Hello, Tellus. All you new people, make sure to follow because I'll be giving away a key. At some point, I'll just be randomly picking one of you going, you get it. And I'll hand deliver it to you via a whisper or email. Hello, everybody, to yourself, Terry. Hello, like 200 orphans. How is it like 200 orphans? Is it like 180 orphans? So you're like, it's like 200 orphans. Yeah, you cross those fingers. Omega Paladin. Well. What do we have here? What we have here is I'll be going over Kyoko and Masako, showing you how they've evolved as women, how they've become stronger people in their day-to-day. So this is the training gym. As you can see, we've got damage, a plow from Loof, total damage, and then max combo. I did a 2-hit. Wow. And as you can see up here in the left-hand corner, we do have our little combo counter with its own like little wordage and whatever. So it still thinks I'm at the beginning of the game. Get through all this stuff. Mind you, there is some stuff I'm still tweaking and whatnot, so it's pretty much done tweaking and stuff, but I did see some stuff on Masako that I am going to try to fix myself. I will fail, and I'll fail in front of all of you, and it'll be embarrassing, but that's game dev. So, just gonna go through. Is that your face on the wall? No, this is the old River City Ransom NES cartridge artwork that's up there. So that's what that is. Is this going to pick up right after the first game or ... ellipses? I will leave it at ... ellipses. So yeah, so this is right at the beginning of the game. Gonna go into, so as you can see, damage 28 just shows the total. What I did was each of the characters are a little more individualized. So Kyoko, she has, I would say, the weakest quick attacks on the ground. If you get the enemy in the air, and now that there's a lot more air juggles, that's where she's kind of the superior character. You got to get them airborne. So one thing you'll notice, I did unlock all the moves. I have infinite specials, so I am kind of cheating so I can show off stuff. Acrobatic Kyoko, she is indeed. She even has a brand new move, running move here. Let's pull this off. Cartwheel. So if you're good enough, you can pull off about 4 of those. But as you can see, it's a nice juggling thing. This is what I've been kind of doing for the past couple months, is how to make that not the most spammable move in the world. So when we get into, let me check this out real quick. Unity, by the way, Unity takes forever on the computer. So let's see, how are you doing, Unity? How's it going over here? It's still just doing whatever. So as you'll see over here in Unity on the right hand side, that's a bunch of that stuff I'm gonna dive into and show you how I had to tweak that one move, whatever. We'll get into that. Unity, take your sweet, sweet time, baby doll. Just do your thing. I know it's a big day for you. Whose face that is that on the wall? That is the River City Ransom original artwork of Alex and Ryan. Okay, so we're gonna get him. No, actually, we're gonna keep him by the wall. As you'll notice, I'm gonna send him up against the wall. The wall bounce is a lot more forgiving. So there's a lot more juggling that can be done. Let's see if I can pull this off. He's dizzy right now. So bounce him off the wall here. So as you can see, it is a lot more combo focused. It is very snappy. There is a lot more focus on air moves. I got COVID like a month ago, or way over a month ago. I've been negative for a month and I still have the cough. It's fun. So talking isn't my strong suit right now. But what we do is, because, you know, working with Arc System Works, I kind of wanted to borrow a thing from them, but it works in a different way. So what I'm doing is called a liftoff move. This whole game is supposed to be what I call Big Brother, Little Brother, and I've talked about it before, where Big Brother knows how to do all the combo and things that I did and cancels into whatever. Little Brother can do simple things but still enjoy the game, can get through the game and still have a blast. So even something as simple as this, like the quick attack combo, I added one more quick attack combo that you can buy later in the game. I think it unlocks around like level 12 or 15, but this is for just butt mashers for later in the game. So she had one more. You'll see it. It's a little cheer pose where she kind of jumps up off her feet and does this like little jumping punch. So now they do a 6-hit combo. This is for later in the game. If you haven't gotten better, you can at least still buy an extra quick attack combo move so you can kind of catch up. Hello, all these wonderful people that are saying things. Da, 10, sh, 1, hello. You look sick, in a good way. Is our wall bounce limit per combo still? So right now there is 2. That does not mean your buddies can't jump in and do it, but the whole thing about this was I noticed that something as simple as a jab, I was able to infinite somebody in a corner until the end of days. So right now I did set it at 2, and I really can't tell the difference. The other part of that was the fact that if you get a whole group of enemies together and they're knocking down each other and they're knocking into walls, it just felt like an infinite amount of just juggling people up against walls, and there wasn't really too much of a challenge. So this is one of the hard decisions I had to make, was like, it isn't infinite wall bounce, and it killed me, but I want to make sure this is a balanced game and fun for everybody, and not just something you can just easily put somebody in a corner and just jab, jab, jab their poor corpse. Is that the Eddie Gordo kick? I don't know which one it was. But here we go again. What I was going to go off of was, this is inspired by Dragon Ball FighterZ. I call it the liftoff. This is, and I'm showing you how I'm doing it, how simple it is. So what you're going to be doing is quick attack. This is our quick attack, but if you combo with the jump button, they're going to go into more of a jumping diagonal attack. So everybody has their own liftoff combo. That sends them up in the air. So this is if you see an enemy, like we'll say I'm the enemy over here, they're way over here, and you want to get kind of a, we'll do this. And now I've landed over here where they are. So this way I can kind of get the dive down on them. I can get the jump on them this way. Yeah, similar to that flaming gear. So that's what that is. Not only that, sometimes there's, you know, I don't know if you could see, is the arrow showing up here? No, it isn't. But we'll say this is like a pit over here. It's also fun to, like, you know, launch yourself over a pit or any type of obstacle like that. So it just adds another thing for you to do. But, so yeah, we'll see what... total damage, 32. So, like I said before, for the people that weren't here at the very beginning, Kyoko is the weakest with her quick attacks and heavy attacks on the ground. If you get her in the air, so that did, I think, 64 damage. So as you can see, there's a big difference between her being on the ground and her in the air. So, yeah, let's get into this. So, just gonna try some combos while you guys are watching. See if I can pull them off in real time here. I did not. So I did make sure that the running here stuns them enough for you to be able to combo right into something like that. A lot of people didn't know in the first game, this carried over into this, is her dragon feet can actually combo into, she can cancel out of dragon feet before the final kick into any of her specials. So now, with her cheer drill, she can, this is what wasn't in the first game, she can cheer drill into her acro circus by pressing up special, and then in air special is, we just call it dive kick. It makes sense. It's a dive kick. Real quick. Hello, Omega Paladin. Hello, Stefan, dude. Hello. AAC... Oh, AA Chulo. Oh, hello, AA Chulo. Double A Chulo. Ignorante, hello. For all you new people that just joined in, make sure to follow us. You don't have to subscribe. Just make sure to follow. I'm going to be giving away a Steam key. Can the player change directions while blocking in RCG2? No, because that would mean you could just hold this and be invincible for the end of days. So, nope. That is block in front, And that's how you do it. By the way, can you hear the game itself? Can you hear the effects? So, question for the chat. Cool. Are they too quiet, too loud? Sounds good? Okay, awesome. So, one thing she had before, I believe, yeah, it was the reverse donkey kick. So if you hold a block and hit heavy, that was kind of their back attack. Now Kyoko has it to where she can do a backflip escape. But the good thing about this is, especially with their dive kick, if you ever want to go into a room and just fight your buddy, I usually do this, is do the backflip escape into the special. So it's kind of a dirty little trick. So, and it is, the height of it is to where you can get over enemies. So if you want to hit them from behind, if they're blocking whatever, they're behind you like this, trying to attack you, you could do that. So yeah. Kyoko's got Provy's escape. Yeah. So the hunt, there it is. Love the backflip. I love it too. I always forget about it though, because I'm always just trying to just full on attack people. Let me see if I can pull this off real quick. Air grabs, much easier to do now. As you saw, he turned yellow. The yellow means I am getting up dizzy. So this way, you're not attacking somebody. Like if you think they're dizzy and you want to move on because you know he's going to get up and he's not a threat right now, that yellow kind of gives you a heads up of like, yeah, he's going to get up dizzy. You're going to get the slightest spoiler of probably I mean, this is the first scene that you see in the game. So I'm just going to leave real quick. I need to reset him. There it is. Youngster Alex, I would love an RCG, or just in general, River City Ransom fighting game. That would make me very happy. Hey Gail, and by the way, hello, Youngster Alex and Volt X Hunter. I'm excited for this too. It actually convinced me to play and review a bunch of beat 'em ups this summer. Yeah, I'm hoping that a lot of people start discovering beat 'em ups. I mean, I grew up on them, so I love working on them and making them. Do you think the Training Tigers get up can be faster if it isn't already? No, right now that's something I'm going to tweak later. I had a tweak. So here's another little bit of game devy. Trying to balance the game is the fact that just like the first game, when you hit somebody, they knock into each other. If they domino and everybody hits and they kind of group up and they all get up at the same exact time, then you can just kind of like run into them and do it again. So everybody has a variation of how they get up. So right now, oh, Unity just did something on my side here. So right now I was testing out numbers of what timing they should get up, so everybody gets up at a separate like time, if that makes any sense. So they're not all just in unison getting up. It didn't hiccup, it's just Unity is doing something and trying to take over my screen. You doing something, Unity? No? Okay, back to the game. So, yeah, let's get into this again. What was I going to show you? Of course, if you've seen the game, there's the data. Let's actually get Masako in here. And I'm going to do that by... How do we not spoil this? I'm just going to close the screen real quick. That's how I will unspoil things. Let me open this up real quick. Get out of here, game capture. Okay. Oh, no, I'll show you this real quick. This is one of my favorites, actually. So, somebody was talking about the get up, and right now, this is me testing out. I think he's set at 2.5 seconds, so it's obviously too long right now. But because I don't like how long it is, so we got the stomping, sure. But if you see up here, I don't know if you could even see my arrow at all. Yeah, if you see up here, this is guard break. This is one of my favorite new moves just purely because of the sound. So here it is. All I'm doing is charging heavy. I'm on the wrong screen. So that is the guard break. So as you can see, that did drain one of those. You start off with one. As you level up, you get two, and then you get three. And whatever she's swearing behind that beep, I don't know what it is. I just asked. I think Kira just said some nonsense words. But so right here, as you'll see, because of Marion being more of a grappler, I wanted to make sure you could do more grappling. And when you grapple in this game, it is, I'll do this real quick. Just get him busy. As you'll see, he'll turn yellow. There's the yellow, little stars come off of him, and he gets up. And now all you do is just run into him and grab him. That's great, but if you're trying to grab somebody because your grabs are great, and you have to get him dizzy first, how do you do that? So if he's not blocking for guard break, if he is guarding, I can break through it. He puts his hands up, kind of like when you parry somebody. But if he's not blocking and you guard break, it's an instant stun. So this way, somebody like Marion can easily just come up and use her stronger throws. Try to catch up with chat here, and that's amazing. Kira's super groovy. She is indeed. Does it affect groups or single target? No, it is an actual big ass hitbox. It will hit multiple people. Can enemies do guard breaks? No, not necessarily. They will show off a red, kind of like, I don't know what it's called, a little anime anger vein kind of thing. They will show like red coming off and those little things showing you this is unblockable. I've tried to use color a lot more, hence the whole like starting yellow thing. When you see people with blue, that's when they're parried, that means they take more damage. But if they show red, that means you're not going to be able to block this. So that's why even Kyoko here, she will turn red to show off, yes, this is unblockable. So a lot more color. Just color coding things so you can know, oh, this is what this is supposed to mean. I suppose you can't show Marion yet. Matthew, maybe for you. Maybe for you, Matthew. Hello, Matthew. I think I know what you're talking about. Can you show her new optimal combo string? There are so many combo strings in this that I don't know if I can. Will you get one of these videos featuring Marion and Provy? I don't know what these videos are. We are showing off. We'll be showing them off, but I don't know if this is a video. Mainly, I wanted to show you people that are familiar with the first game, how they have changed from that first game. So for new people, this is just, oh, cool. But for the people that have seen the original game, it's like, yeah, she had a move before where she did like a double drop kick. Wasn't the biggest fan of it, so I wanted to give her something with a lot more technique and nuance to it. So let me just do this real quick. So right here, let's see if we can time this. So right here, for the people that did complain in the first game that they took too long to get up, as you saw, he was on the ground. If you hit him with the combo breaker or the guard break, it's going to pop him up in the air. So you don't have to wait for him to get up. So there you go. But here's the thing that I just noticed that I have to try to figure out how to fix is when I'm trying to charge the Y button, it's still stomping. So I have to figure out how do I make it to where I can press this button but still charge. But I'm supposed to be stomping if I press this button. Welcome to Game Dev. It's fun. The dab is not going anywhere. Bannon, this is a weird question, but are there any licensing issues using the original RCR box art? No, Art owns all that stuff. Should be all good. Okay, so let's check on Unity so we can get into the meat and potatoes of this. How you doing, Unity? Let's go over to Unity and see what's going on over here. Blink! Oh, okay, there it is. It's finally up. So now, mind you, Unity doesn't run as smooth. So usually the first couple hits, yeah, there you go. I have to kind of load up each of the hits and the frame rate kind of dips and whatever. So get through all these moves. As you can see, Unity's like, do you mean this move? We haven't done this today. And I say to Unity, yes, that move, Unity. So get through all these. Still got the headbutt. As you can see, I don't know if anybody watched the last stream. The VFX have been all redone as well. So they're a lot brighter, a lot poppier. See if we can even pause this here. So everything has a lot more higher contrast, just more anime influence this time. So go back to this. So this is the meat and potatoes about how I tweak everything and kind of make everything work. As you can see, we've got the whole list of moves over here. The nope thing is, no, you don't get to see. It spoils too much. It shows file names of things like whatever. Just nope, you don't get it down there. So this is the basics of how I do this if you're into the whole game dev thing. So we're gonna go with, let's go take a look at so what is the one, something's broken. Okay, haymaker. Let's check out the haymaker. Right there, nothing happened. I gotta figure out how the hell to make this work. I can do it in a combo. Mind you, those just joining Unity version of the game runs just a little shoddier. It needs time to warm up. So all right, haymaker. Why do you not work, my little haymaker? Level unlocked 5. Cool. Screen shake. Gotta have a screen shake. It's subtle. We don't make it too much like, you know, like Baby's first indie game where they want to put every single thing screen shaky. Damage info, as you can see, this is where I put in, you get to see the meat and potatoes. Damage, 20 for that. Stun, 25. Hit pause, all that good stuff. Stand reaction, blown back. So blown back is what we call, so, or at least how I call things. Blown back is when you send them flying. Pop up is when they send them up. Launch is when you kick them like a football or a soccer ball, where you punt them. Slammed is where they just go down. That's slam, where they just kind of aggressively hit the ground. This is boop. So right there, that's another thing I gotta fix. This is a good example of this move itself is not unblockable, but it has the unblockable on that. So team, I believe in our abilities. Let's get rid of that, because that is doing the color coordinating thing I was talking about, but it is displaying to the player the wrong information. That is hop knee. Why? Let's see, does it say anywhere in here where I accidentally scrolled through and I hit unblockable? Where do you see anything? I would love a new final fight. I would love to take all Vault X Hunter. This is from the first game, so this is very available for you to find. Unblockable is checked. How did I miss this? There it is. There it is. So, yeah. Thank you. You're hired. There you go. Now let's make sure. Still doing it, eh? Why are you doing it? Make sure that the hop knee, yep. Hop knee combo. Unblockable. Oh, I would imagine this is why. Save. Let's make sure. Come on, baby. All right, I'm gonna have to bug it up. So, but yeah, so at some point it had the unblockable. Maybe, so here's the thing. Maybe I did put unblockable on there by accident, just clicking through. And the programmer was like, oh, I need to make sure it has that effect. So in my stupidity, I'm not a programmer, by the way. I can kind of navigate through this stuff, but let's see, where are you, my little friend? So many things. Hit effects, VFX, attack type. It's just a heavy. Nope. So yeah, on Monday, they'll figure it out. So let's actually get into... I'm going to go back to the game, so you're just going to see this idle for just a little bit. And I am going to go back into the game capture. I'm going to switch to Misako, but in the actual game version itself. That way, you get the full experience and not this kind of like choppy looking. I don't know if you can hear right now. I'm getting kicked in the face. There's a lot more environmental sounds. I am so proud of Kevin, our sound designer. Everything has 3D spatial sounds. You're going to hear more of like an actual city. Okay, so switching over to Misako real quick in game.
Yep.
There's a little speeching thing. Here we go. I'm running back. So this is the beginning of the game that I'm at right now. You can hear my little Misako feet. And this is how far the dojo is. Okay, so I'm back in the dojo. Okay, back in the dojo. Yes, Red Mint, I wanted to do that today, but Kevin is trying to balance a bunch of games at work right now, so I didn't want to bug him. So instead, I still wanted to show you guys something, so I was like, well, we'll go over Combat. And this is like, you get to see a lot more of the actual game itself. Okay, how many frames per second are characters animated? It's so smooth. It kind of all depends, because sometimes we just hold frames and stuff like that. Some moves we want a little snappier, so we can do playback a little different. So, Megan is amazing. Akari Metal Slugger. When we first hired her, we had no idea she could sing. She asked, could I sing on some tracks? And here we are. Can we see the launcher combos? Yeah, so how I designed, I went over this earlier in the stream, how I designed all the characters, a little sippy, is, hello Jules, I just saw you pop up there. So each of the characters have been balanced in a specific way of Kyoko is stronger in the air, weaker on the ground. Misako to me has always been the Ryu of the series. So she's the most well-balanced one. So here we go. We're going to do some launcher stuff. See if I can follow that up. Let's see here. We'll see her liftoff combo, which is a giant headbutt. Now, here's another thing I didn't go over. Let's get him out of the corner here. What you're going to see is I can actually now jump in with a combo. So, if you're fast enough, you can pull off before you hit the ground. Oh, hello, Salty. Yeah, the wall bounce is a lot more generous this time around. But yeah, if you're fast enough, you can pull off that air combo before you even hit the ground. But here's the big thing. Everybody loved the rolling heavy attack. It was kind of like the most spammable move in the game. So I was like, how do I kind of, I don't know, lessen this move so it's not so OP. I didn't. I made it even stronger. So what I did was rolling. Now you can actually cancel out of it into the uppercut. One thing I do want to do, you'll see here, is I do want to make this part a little more comboable. So we're going to do this. That comes out a little too late. So now she does have a Thor-inspired... Let's see if we can... It goes fast, but she actually twirls the purse or the backpack and goes flying like this. I think I called it Thunder God. Now you can actually see what's inside of her backpack this time around. And yeah, you get to see the new phone over here. So let's see if we can capture this. So that is her guard break. We're going to do it again here. It's filled with bricks and donuts. Bricks and donuts. So yeah, now the phone is actually designed more around an actual phone. So you can see all the apps and stuff. Just a lot more like, oh, I know what this is. It's more tactile. Oh, trust me, the rotated pixels drives me nuts. But when there's like thousands of VFX and I can't animate a donut for every single rotation, sometimes I just have to look and let it go and just go, okay, it happened so fast. Trust me. Yeah, so everybody, this is Alex and Ryan from the River City Ransom original NES cartridge. I highly recommend check it out. Donuts because Kaylee Mills is obsessed with donuts. Okay, so yes. So now her rolling punch here, you can combo into this. So that is something I do want to tweak to where that lands. It does in... See if we can pull this off. This carried over also from the first game is the fact that for stone hands, 3 combo, just special. RQ, there's a couple of Kaylee and Kira Easter eggs throughout. A lot of people didn't know this. In the first game, she can actually cancel into her other specials in between the punches. And now she can actually do the heavy attacks. So in between each punch, if you want to stop before that last punch and turn it into, we'll say, yeah, I could either blast him forward or let's see if I can hit him up against the wall. Almost got him. So yeah. Basically, yeah, it's the Rekka. So sometimes it lands. I just want to make sure that that move does actually land. So as you can see here, I did go in and tweak to where I can't just keep hitting them. They go a little further and further away each time I do the launcher pop-up move. So that way you can't just spam just down heavy, down heavy. You can get a couple in there, but you're going to have to... I'm forcing you to be creative. You can't just spam things over and over. Cowabunga it is. Hello. Unfortunately, there's no taunts. I wanted to get it in there. I had it all mapped out right here, but such is game day. So there's a bunch of you in here. Make sure that you are following. Don't have to subscribe. Don't have to do that. Just make sure you're following us. I am going to give away a Steam key for the first game. I would like it to go to people, like if you do win it and you have somebody you want to send it to, sure. But if you have it and you have it like physical edition, and you're like, I don't need this, but I'll take it still. We're going to do this right now. Let's get into this. I have no idea how, but no, actually, yes. Put in a hashtag dab. Hashtag dab it. For those that don't know what I'm saying, give me one of those. I'm going to scroll through these. I'm going to randomly go through them. I'm going to give away a Steam key to River City. So I'm going to look up that stuff right now. How are we doing on the soundtrack? Not even halfway. So much music. Look at all them dabs. Hello, Sonic. Hello. Epitaman? Oh, is that El Pitaman? Hello, El Pitaman. Alucard. Hello. Love your games. Love your games. Gus. Hello, Gus. Deadshot. I like your comics. They're pretty cool. Like 200 Orphans? That's not dab, that's dabbed. Is saying dab how we enter the Steam key giveaway? Yes, it is. So dab it up. Just make sure that, yeah, you're following us. I keep saying following. I got a notification. What is this? All right, probably give this another minute. Yeah, if you have questions while I can actually look at the chat and not looking at the screen, feel free to ask. What's poppin'? Just bags of chips. Will I be at Evo myself? Probably not. Would I love for this game to turn into people fighting each other? Yes, and be featured at Evo, because that is the kind of care I'm giving the moves. Yes. All right, you're once again going to see a tiny. Let me see. What time is it? 104. Bannon. That's me. Does Masako have bricks in her bag as reference to Kaylee being able to lift a lot? Nope. That would hurt if you got hit with a backpack full of bricks. But donuts, I cannot confirm or deny that she has donuts in her backpack at all times. Just finished the game for the first time. There's a way to make the second game show the PS buttons when I use PS4 controller. It should. Yeah, I think it should do that. Yeah, I think we had a whole discussion about this. Yeah. Will map be more complex than the first game? Yes. This is a kind of choose your own path kind of thing. I can't show you. Well, I mean, I can, but I won't show you the map. But it branches off pretty early on in the game too. So that is why GPS. You have your GPS over here to try to help you. It's not going to show you like, oh, here's the path like a real GPS is, but you'll see. It's definitely there to help you. Masako deserved to smash Sephiroth in the face with a haymaker. Yes. Fun fact, that haymaker is me filming myself doing that haymaker. I wanted to make sure that she was as sloppy of a fighter as possible, and like she trained on the streets, so that's why even her dragon punch itself is kind of like, the legs are kind of kicking all over the place. Cupcake Valkyrie, I won't go into that too much, but as you can see, I'm just kind of now tweaking, not now, but I've been tweaking numbers for the fighting mechanics and stuff. Making an online game is not fun and requires a lot of stuff. Dat Mega Man D. Yeah, all of their phones have different looks to them. Kunio's phone actually has his patented face band-aid on it. Rival. You can play it as many times as you want. Is there a decent uptick in the length of gameplay compared to the first? I will say this is one of the hardest games to QA at work because it takes so long to do anything in this. As I mean, don't quote me on this, but I've said it's like the Elden Rings of beat 'em ups. So it'll take you a while. Okay, so now that we've gone through this, we're gonna find that dab. Okay. You're a first-time viewer here. You better be part of the River City citizens. How do you say this name? You're about to get one. I just lost you. Hold on. Sidechar. Hello, Sidechar. I don't know who you are, Sidechar, but you got yourself a River City Girls Steam key. So, Sidechar, whisper to me. Whisper to me, Sidechar. This music right now is Chipsoul. Oh yes, there you are, Sidechar. Hello. So yeah, hit me up, do a little whisper to me. Or maybe I could just do it to you. There you are. Is this you? Sidecar, just tell me if I got you. Yep, cool. Actually, yeah, let me just get it out of the way right now. Damn coffee. Okay, so let's get back into this. Sidecar, I'm gonna just continue with this while I still have my time, and then we're gonna, I'll send you the key, if that's okay. Okay, and there's Megan singing again. So yes, a lot more combo heavy. As you can see, she has the lift off combo, hit them up against walls. And as you can also hear, oh, if I hit a wall. So this move, I don't know if people picked up on it in the first game. This move itself, the drop kick, this is her forward special. This makes it to where if you're about halfway in the screen, they are going to... Okay, I gotta hit them up against the wall. Let's get them up against... Get them off the wall. There we go. So they are going to return to you. So he made his way all the way back to me. Suplex action. Now this is something I want to check out. Do I need to change this a bit? The stun gun. Let's see here. That sends them up flying a lot. I kind of want that to bounce up against walls and have it return right back to them. Because it's great when you're playing with another player and they can... And we've done this before where I've done the stun gun. So that's the slam. Slam just brings them right down if you don't want to get rid of them. So this, I think I do want to make it to where... Because I am spending special meter on this, I think I do want to make it to where this is a move that I can follow up. Like I can cancel the last couple frames of this and try to follow up with some, whatever, like try to juggle them before he hits the ground. So he might hit the wall here. So let's get him busy. Oh yeah. So there's a bug right there. That should have launched him up in the air. So right there, those last couple frames, I do want to make that something to where I can cancel out of it. And do, like, run up and do an attack or whatever. Team NT is fantastic. Playing that game and playing this game, like I play this game non-stop, like every single day. It is such a wildly different experience. Oh, side chart. Yep, there you go. Yes, Akari Metal Slugger, that is the exact sound it makes as well. So that is the special whatever throw and all that stuff. Oh, I haven't shown you this. This is now. So this one, it was working a couple weeks ago. I need to take a look at it. But so this is how you could see, like, things still need some tweaking. This move itself originally was to where I can move around. For some reason, it's not letting me move around. So I gotta make a little task. So what we do, we have a thing called view track. I write down what is the problem. I usually put in a little video. I write it up as, is this a game breaker? Is this a showstopper? Is this just a basic bug? What is this, a programming thing, art, whatever? So this is one of those things where I would bug it up and say, the Olympic spin no longer allows me to move. And I would give that to my programmer and they'd look into it because I'm a dummy and can't make it move. That's a Ramona Flowers, April O'Neil move. Sure. I mean, this move's been in the game for about 2 years, but sure. God, I love all the moves. Everything looks so cool, and you are making such a dope game. Thank you. Last week, I did show off Kunio and Ricky. So it is not a spoiler if I show them again. So you know what? I'm going to bring them in because I still have another hour of this. So yeah, let's go show them off. Showed them off, but that was Kevin, the VFX guy, playing the game. So he wasn't too versed in combo stuff. Let me see here. I gotta hide. You get to watch the fun. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so once again, this is at the very beginning of the game. This is how far away. You're just hearing little footsteps. This is how far the beginning of the game is from the training gym. So the training gym is not far away at all. There we go. I have grabbed Ricky. Oh, hey, Unity. There's something. I just got kicked in the face. There's something I would love to show, but I really don't want to spoil it. I don't even watch trailers for movies, and I just love when people get to see stuff for the first time. Damn it. Do you have fast travels? There is bus stops like the first game, so yes. I am wondering, should I just show you a thing? Illiterate Scholar, I would love them to be in this game and not just cameos. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the game here. I have brought in the hunk of hunks, Ricky. So Ricky, little backstory on Kunio and Ricky. Kunio and Ricky are the heroes of the entire series. They are unlockable at the end of the first game. Spoiler if you haven't played a game that's been out for 3 years. But yeah, beat the game and you get these guys. They didn't get the time and love that I wish I could have given them, like I did with Misako and Kyoko, because they were, they were added in afterwards. And as you can see, games take a while to make, and they still have a lot of tweaking and finessing. So I gave him an overhaul. So a lot of his moves now try to show off his charisma. So let's see here. So even here, oh my god, he's already taken off his jacket. Hubba. Jeepers creepers. They are the River City Boys. I remember Ricky's dash attack was so powerful it broke my game and teleported him into a different dimension. It happens. It happens to the best of us. I know. Look at him. He's already taken his jacket off. So this is his now up heavy. And there's those new VFX that we're putting in. And as you could see, the VFX department even gave him all the sparkles all over him. We all wish we could become Ricky. So even this, he does a lot more posing in his attacks now. So this one also, his launcher. Let's see if we can pull this off. Or actually, let me get him. There's the new move, the Glamor Shot. So even him pulling out the Glamor Shot itself, I'll try to pause this at the same time here. So as you can see, very small hitbox on this. It will explode. So it's like a little mine. It's the only projectile in the game like this. But let me see. Yeah, you'll see it. I'm trying to capture. There he is. Look at him. He's just like fingers through his hair. For some reason, VFX just keep going and pause. Can't stop him. Whatever. It's fine. So, I kill giants. How dare you kill giants? If it's still up on our channel, we break this orb down to like all the components of it because we were going over VFX. So if you want to watch that, we split this thing into parts, and you see that most of these are 3D animated because this is kind of a pseudo fake kind of 3D game. This is pretty much 3D. So we are able to put in 3D VFX in there. Okay, so one thing why I want to make sure why I'm playing this right now and my kind of like finessing and tweaking, I want to make sure that this specific combo still works. So I'll give you a little rundown of the Glamor Shot. Much like an enemy, if I up heavy somebody, launches them up kind of at an angle like this. If I forward heavy them, it sends them forward like that. And if I down heavy, it launches them straight up. So that's kind of the equivalent of like ducking in a Street Fighter or Marvel game, whatever. So now, with this Glamor Shot, it actually works in the same fashion. I can launch it. That should have hit him. I think it had too much velocity on it. So this is, I could tell something might be wrong with this that I have to tweak. Because let's hit it up. Okay, so yeah, that's landing where it should. So it lands exactly at the height of somebody jumping. So now if I hit him with the up, that launches it at an angle, it's up there now. So it kind of goes in the same way that a projectile or an enemy would. So if I just hit it with this, just moves it just a little bit. If I tap it like this is how you kind of push it into a crowd. So if I launch another one, it'll make this one automatically explode. So if you have somebody buy it, just send out another one, it'll explode it. So there's a lot you can do with this just single little projectile. So I wanted to give Ricky a lot of love. His specials, so this is his thing. His specials are the weakest because of how much setup they can do and like kind of stun the enemy. But his quick attacks and heavies are some of the strongest in the game. So what you want to do with him... So there you go. So you're trying to use his orbs, use his other special as well. So that's his neutral special. So a lot of it is a lot of setup. So those specials, they're not going to do they're not going to do too much damage. Like, let's just see, we have an actual damage thing here. So total damage 3, that didn't work right. That wasn't 3 damage. Something's wrong there. I'll have to inspect this. This is what we do. So let's see here. With this, that's not counting. So that should be doing 3. I don't think it knows. So this is something I've got to bug up. I don't think it knows how to react to, like our damage thing here is how much damage I'm doing, but this is a projectile. This is no longer me. So enemies might not be picking up like his counter thing, how much damage like to read from that because it doesn't know it's me, if that makes any sense. So even down to Kunio doing his fire uppercut, his like spiral uppercut thing, he can walk away from that because that's considered a projectile because it's not a part of him. So I'll have to look into this because that's not right. But we'll look into this. So what you want to do here, I want to see if this still works. It better work, especially when I'm on stream like this. There it goes. So that, you can't see it because it's off screen right now, but that, if you hit it with the up heavy while you're in the middle of comboing, it lands pretty much right where... So, I wish I was faster. Can other people hit the orb? No, I made sure they couldn't because in the frenzy of everything, that'd get so annoying. When you're trying to do something and somebody just bump and hits it out of the way, you're like, Steven, stop. Go in your corner, do your own thing. So no, it's supposed to be just for Ricky. When will we see those 2 nice girls in the corner in action? What? What 2 nice girls in the corner? Would be hilarious to have an announce call out the combos like Killer Instinct. It would have been, but after a while it would have got super annoying. Zeto, I did that for the first like hour or so. I can go back to that for people just joining, but yeah, that was pretty much the first hour was going over Misako and Kyoko. This was just an extra like, hey, I'll show off the boys. So yeah, so also let's check out this. I don't know if this was in the first game or not. So this is his up special. You can cancel out into this kind of like spiking. So this kind of spikes them down. So if you're above enemies, you want to kind of spike them down. I have to get a little closer to do that, though. What was the new thing for him? What is this? So as you can see, I try to make it to where it doesn't like juggle them over and over and over so you can't spam everything. Does this still work? Right in the nuts. Alright, you know what? If nobody... Yeah, that was a brutal right to the 2 bits. I'm wondering if I should show you this. Oh, well, might as well see his guard break anyhow. Oh, that's the thing. That's why I can't do some of these moves. We're gonna cheat a little bit here, sorry. Now I've got my guard break. It won't do this in the game because you're not, you know, unlocking. You're not leveling up 10 times in a row out of nowhere. Part of me wants that explosion to actually hit them on the ground, but I don't know if that's a little OP. Maybe it should. I gotta get better at my own game. Okay, so I just want to show off the charisma kick, as we call it. I was trying to slow it down so you could see it. There you go. So, charisma kick. We have destructible stuff in the game now. I want to show you a fun one. It's right outside this door. I was just going to show this one room so we don't... I don't know if you know this or not. This has day and nighttime. If you could hear it. I don't know if you can hear this. You can hear the crickets outside. Because it is now... It's 1:43 a.m. You could see it up here in the top right corner. And that's the 3D spatial sound, so you can actually hear, like, the world around you. That's something we didn't have in the first one. Screw it. Alright, you get to see one destructible that I really like. That's all you get. Alright, I'm gonna go grab Kunio now. I don't know if it actually supports full surround sound. I'll have to ask Kevin, the sound designer. We have Kevin, the VFX guy, and then Kevin, the SFX guy, so I'll have to ask the other Kevin. Alright, I've grabbed Kunio. I'm going back now. But there's your one taste of... I don't think it's too much of a spoiler, because that is the beginning of the game. But yes, destructible stuff in the environment, which when I play with other people, I notice they just try to destroy everything. McG, no, it won't be tougher at night. I didn't want to, like, make it to where people are annoyed, like, oh, fudge, it's nighttime. Red Ribbon, not going over release dates. As you can see at the bottom, coming in 2022. There you go. Now they're gonna crap it out and take people's money for unfinished product. Human beings are predictable. What's up? You talking about us? Oh, Rayman. Okay, so now we have Kunio. So Kunio he's also just like Ricky. He didn't get the attention that he needed. So he got a upgrade big time, and he's one of my favorite characters in this game. So once again, for anybody that has just joined us, for the button smashers out there that just can't get the combos and stuff like that, this game is still for you. This is not, there's a lot more combos and stuff you can do. It's still easy to pull off. So, good example of this is later in the game at, I think, I always forget which one it is. It's at like level 12, I think. It unlocks more moves, and one of them is an extra just quick attack. It doesn't seem like too extravagant, but this is for people to, even if you've played for a couple of hours and you're still like, I'm not good at combos. The quick attack combo itself is going to be a lot longer. So it'll help people that are just like, I'm playing with a friend, they can combo to the end of days, I still can't get it, I'll buy this extra move. You want to know how salty I am? That move right there. I'll just say, there's an inside joke to that one stupid looking kick. That's all I'll say. It's me being salty. Yeah, Sakari, that would be an awesome beat 'em up. Okay, so it is a salty kick. I won't say why, just goes. I'll keep it nice. Well, thank you, Sparkato. So here we go. So Kunio, his big addition thing, he got a big overhaul, is the fact that I'll do his normals, just whatever, up special. Cool. Doing good. Now, this time, let's charge the special button and press up. So, did more damage. It takes the same amount of special meter. Oh, let me juice him up there a bit. So it takes the same amount of special meter to pull off, but it does take longer to pull it off. Red Ribbon, no costumes, because unlike a 3D game, that would mean we'd have to redraw every single frame, and there are thousands of frames. Just really not feasible. So, yeah, that would mean somebody has to hand pixel every single thing over. And that's why Street Fighter Alpha 2 had that one Chun-Li costume, and that was the first time you've ever seen them do an alternate costume in the history of Capcom fighting games. So yes. Kunio, if you want to charge up his moves, go ahead and do that. You have to just buy one of the moves and you get both of them. So here's a good example of it. So that is just his down special. It's cool. But if I charge it up, now it does this. In air, if I do a special, it does that. If I charge it, it does this. So all you have to do with him, just buy one of the moves, and it does come with the normal move and the charge version of it. So let's do this real quick. See if I can pull this off. I don't know if I can. Come on, baby. How do I do this? So as you can see, there's a lot of combo potential with him. He doesn't have the best normals or heavies, but his specials are the strongest in the game. So yeah, a lot more you can do with bouncing them off the walls and just comboing in general. Ooh, that didn't look right. That needs to get changed. So even with his, let's get a little more breathing room here. So his soft down, you can pull over. That works. Let me get him off the wall here. Okay. Make sure you turn around to see me. Now we're going to do the charge version of it. Launches them much more up in the air. So yeah, there's I guess we'll do this one also. Let's push him up. Let's push him in the corner a bit here. Tiger Man. So this one's a little ridiculous. So let's get him over here, turn him around. So the knee. Pretty fast. Probably the fastest in the game itself. Which one did you find boring and monotonous? And Zeto? Of course you can wait for the game. You're waiting for it right now, you liar. Is there any limit to how many wall bounces you can do in one combo? I've set it to 2. That third one, they'll just kind of not hit it. Before, when it was infinite, the game was so unbalanced, and trust me, it killed me to put a limit on wall bounces, but it is necessary to make it to where, like, get creative. Don't just punch, they wall bounce, punch, they hit, wall bounce, because the wall bounces are a lot more generous this time. So now, this is the longest charge move, but if I had more breathing room, you'd see how ridiculous this move is. I'm really hoping I didn't blast him out of... Okay, it didn't break the game. Cool. So, it's one of the hardest ones to pull off, but it's worth it. So yeah, let me, his guard break is a little different because it actually sends out a projectile. So I can still guard break somebody, but you can, if you're lucky enough, you can hit somebody with that tire. So that is the tire from the original River City Ransom game. That's one thing I don't know if people even notice. He's got a move called Launch. See if I can... So that's him ordering the food, and then that's the food coming out. Seeing if I could capture this. His goalie kick... Oh yeah, I forgot to even show off the running specials. So with him, he's got the goalie punch. That is from the Kunio-kun soccer games. That's how goalies would like block. They would just punch like this. But now it almost is the Sakura kind of thing where, let's see if I can pull it off. Sometimes I can actually pull off 3 hits with that. So it has a little more, but you have to charge it up. So it does slow down the amount, or not the amount, but the timing of the move itself. So yeah, so Kunio, being the hot-blooded student, his moves do fire. So I can't show you because I'm not going to go back out again, but if that fire touches another enemy, that enemy will now burst into fire. They get knocked down. If that fire enemy hits another enemy, they burst into fire. So you can start a chain reaction. So there are elemental attacks in this. There is the fire. There is shock, which is electricity. I don't have a character that can do shock, but yeah, there is. I drew the whole like Street Fighter skeleton thing, and there's a little Easter egg in one of them. And then you have poison, and then you have ice. Ice is poison, is we all know what poison is, but ice is to where you'll slow them down. So you can get all these applied to you also. There are enemies that can use elemental against you. But shock will keep you kind of in place. If somebody touches that, they get zapped also. So that's a good way of, if you hit them up against a breakable that does shock. They'll be like in air, and then they'll eventually fall from that. Okay, so I've shown off everybody so far in here. Are there any questions, whatnot? That was a weird glitch, I don't know what that was. Yeah, feel free to ask questions. Side char, I'm going to send you that thing. So throw up some questions. I'm gonna deal with Sidechar over here and give him a Steam key. Steam key for Sidechar. Where are you? Little Steam key, come here. Pardon the silence for right now. Just trying to make sure I'm taking care of him. Alright, that was that. Sidechar, I might have to do this off stream. I don't know where I was sent all these. This might be in an email somewhere that I'm not finding right now. So yeah, Sidechar, if you're still in here, I'm going to check my email after this. Let's see here. Yeah, and people, if you're asking questions, I'll be right with you. Oh, here it is. Okay. Sidechar, sending it to you right now. Shabalam. Enjoy. There you go. No, that MCG, that is I feel like I need to show everybody what this is. This is River City Ransom American version cover art for the NES cartridge. So let me scroll through this. Fire starting? Yes, fire starting indeed. I've played a lot of the older games this year. Now I can actually get most of the references. Har har har. Will you be able to change the controls so being a door requires holding the recruit button instead of light attack? I'm like, is there... Let me just... Hold on. I'm going to turn off the screen real quick. Just in case. I always forget what's right in here. Yeah, you can look at Unity. Unity. Okay. No spoilers in here. There you go. Controls. Have at 'em. So yes, feel free to change them as much as you want. Will we be able to change the controls? There we go. The animation looks amazing on these characters. Din, your animation looks amazing on your character. Yeah, the noise track, yes. Akari, yes, this is all from the first game. I didn't want to spoil the music yet in this game, so you get the original stuff. You get original recipe. Rebindable controls were confirmed, yes, and right there as well. Does poison do damage over time? It does. It'll kind of tick, 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 tick damage off. Eating any consumable will get rid of that effect. The bounce of the walls are so satisfying. They really are, Jules. I can't help but feel to sing along to these tracks. Gosh darn it. Language, please. Don't use Gosh's name in vain. Damn it. I wish I was faster. Bannon, any thoughts on fans who object to Ricky not having his pompadour? I don't care. Surely. I mean, he's a honky dude, and if they like the pompadour, they can play any of the 54 other games where he has a pompadour. I'm just happy to see stuff. I'm happy to show stuff. This is the thing about game dev, is you sit on this stuff for like months and years. And you just want to talk about it, but you can't. Contractual stuff. So I'm very happy that WayForward's allowing me to finally start showing off stuff, because some of this is in the trailer, so I'm like, it's not really a spoiler anymore, but I do want to have people see this in action, and also it's like keep the hype train going. Hoot hoot. Will bosses have less super hyper armor this time? I was a bit disappointed, I'm so sorry, that the combo system couldn't really be used on bosses in the first game. You can combo the bosses, but they're all very different and weird and unique, and 2 of them are super weird. What is the max the combo counter goes? I think we set it to 99999, and some QA people have figured out stuff. Stinky? I don't know what Stinky is. Guessing every character has special art in the shops instead of just Misako and Kyoko now. I mean, the boys had them as well, but yeah, everybody has special arts. Will we be able to configure the buttons on the keyboard in the sequel? Yes, there's keyboard binding. 1 versus 1 mode against local online. I mean, our QA department just turns on friendly fire and they go into one of the safe rooms and just beat the crap out of each other. But there isn't an official versus mode. I would love it. I'm so looking forward to this game. I'm so looking forward to you playing this, El Pita Man. Will there be a jukebox way to listen to specific songs in the game? Maybe. The original NES box art, yes. Thank you. Can we get a little, just get a little Marion, just a little bit? Monkey Prince? No, not yet. Soon. Yes, the not Emilio Estevez. Kunio wearing a green hornet mask. Nope, just big bushy eyebrows. Actually, I don't know if I want to pull them off the wall here. There's a big spoiler on the wall over here, so I can't really do this. Let me see. See if I can grab. Hold on a second. Hopefully this doesn't break. Nope, he is nailed on the wall. There we go. There's a thing over here I can't show. Any taunts? Unfortunately, no taunts. I would love taunts to get in this. Cup of Joe? I just saw that you're in here. Hello, Cup of Joe. If nobody is following Cup of Joe, for shame on all of you, please go follow Cup of Joe. Bannon bed reveal. This is my office. That's a futon. Any chance we'll see other cameos from a certain previous project? 2 American dudes that rhyme with Brian and whatever rhymes with Alex. I mean, this is kind of them. I'm looking forward to seeing the item you said you put into the game that is for speedrunners. When the game is out, you will very much see it. I've ruined my camera now. There we go. Will there be multiple endings? So cool. You're so cool. Right, can you show off just one of the new item animations? What do you mean by item animation? Sorry. I know, just poking fun at a thing that said prior. Gotcha. I need some of those. Buddy, thank you for the kind words. But really, yeah, go follow Cup of Joe, please, and thank you. Will a certain math teacher, Mr. Rudis, make a substantial return as well? Jules, I don't know why his name is Mr. Rudis. He looks nothing like me. There's actual Bannon character in the game. I don't know why it's Mr. Rudis. I don't know why. I did not do that. How goes the stream, my guy? It goes pretty good, Joseph. How much to buy those pixelated arts off your wall? I wish I could remember the guy's name that did this. I don't know. I think he did the Kyoko one first, and then he sent me these other ones. I don't remember. He even did some underground stuff. But yeah, I don't recall. Yeah, I've had him up there for quite a while. No, so what I mean by the equipment, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to No, I can't do that. I can't show it off. I gotta mute everything. So, how do I show this off? I don't have anything saved on this. So we can, let me turn this off real quick. I'll show you what I mean by, so just going by what I said earlier with the whole yellow is stunned, red is unblockable, blue is I take more damage. I'm going into the debug here. Yeah, there's stuff I do not want you to see at all. Can I just give myself some stuff? I cannot. And if I go through the game and get to where I need... Okay, bear with me. So I do want to show you what I mean by that, because I think people are like, oh, there's all these animations and stuff. No, no, no. There's no, like you'll see. I'm going to mute this real quick. You can't see the game. That's good. I'm going to warp over somewhere. I do not want to spoil the game for you guys at all. So bear in mind, it is just my voice right now, right? Very, very, very sneaky, Joseph. So yeah, I'm going to just go buy an item now that I have a bunch of cheating money here, and just show you that happened right at the same time that I did something. Okay, yeah, so still doing the show. Sorry for the quietness and just my stupid voice right now that you're hearing. I gotta beat up some guys here, beat them up. Grab some of their money. Here we go. Bear with me. You can keep asking those questions. Is it goodness, Joe? Is it goodness? Yeah, RQ, nobody is eating lunch this day. I did capture a recruit, though. So that's a thing I can show off. Actually, I will try to show off a specific thing. This opens up comboing a lot. So hopefully I can pull this off while I'm over here. So we'll show it off with Cuneo. I'm trying to capture a recruit. Okay. Okay, there it is. I got a recruit. Okay, so what I'm doing is... Okay, I grabbed some. Actually, I'll do this as well, so you can see this one as well. Okay, now I'm gonna go warp back to our little spot, our little non-spoilery spot. Gotta make sure. Okay, yep. So, a lot has changed since I've been gone. I've missed all of you. I'm a different Cuneo altogether. So what has happened is, as you can see at the top, I have 2 recruits. Dr. Sauce, I don't know. I'm not a part of that project really, so I don't know. We do a lot of stuff. Way Forward TV got it. Here's a question. How are you doing, Bannon? I'm doing good. Now that I can show off what people were looking for. So, as you can see, right controller over here, right analog stick, not really used, except now it is. I can cycle through my items. This is, I'm at full health, so you're not really going to see. But this is part of the combo potential of this game. Let's get in here real quick. See if we can time this. I am pressing the wrong button because I'm an idiot. So she can actually land on people. So there you go. We've shown her off just a little bit. But now you can send in both of them at the same exact time. So you can kind of get your own little tag team and send them out there. So, but here we go. This is what I was saying. Yeah, if you want to send both at the same exact time, my right trigger is a little shoddy over here, so I'm trying to make it work. This is sticking big time over here on my controller. I might have to swap. Goddamn controller. Okay, so what I was going to show you was cycle through these, and you could see this time you can just see, this is what I mean by animations, but or somebody said animations when you use an item. It really is an animation. It is more of a visual cue. You can now see it. You saw the attack go up, so you saw little arrows, but you also saw the healing. But now if I go into something that is a stat effect kind of thing, you could see the little arrows came up. I've now drank my caffeinated turbo juice. So this lasts for, I think, like 15 or 30 seconds. I forget what it is. But that time you actually saw, I got a stat boost real quick by those arrows saying, yes, something went up. And then, yeah, back to this with the bacon rod is, you saw pluses, but then you also saw the hearts, because that did give me the +1 luck bonus stat, or the upgrade to my stat, and then it also did healing on me. So that's what I mean by visual cues. So when you're wearing an accessory that does healing, if you do like, I think there's one where you do combos, get like a 30 hit combo, or I'm just throwing out arbitrary numbers, you'll see like, oh, it's working. So yeah, Zeto, that is showing you the accessory is doing the thing. So that way you're not just like, I think it's working, but you actually see it actually doing the thing. Survival mode would be so fun. It would indeed. I wish we could get it in there, especially after seeing what Ben did with Streets of Rage 4. But yeah, I am going to probably start wrapping this up, because other than that, we get into really big spoiler territory outside of this. I want to see her actually. Oh, what I did also, like cheerleader, you'll see her land right above me. You're going to start seeing the cheerleaders doing, each enemy that you grab, their recruit move is slightly different from each other. So you might have a recruit, like a cheerleader, land over here. One might land over here. One might do a completely different move. So each of them will do something different. So she lands right there. There's one that'll land over here. There's one that does her quick attack, whatever. So you'll see different things. Marion was not shown off today. Marion and Pruvy were not shown off today. I don't want to spoil them too much. I do want to keep some stuff to where, let's go see this together when the game is out, kind of thing. Yeah, Jules, spoilers. Does Kyoko still have the head stomp? She does, and it is now to where you can combo from her quick attack into the head stomp, into quick attack, into head stomp, into quick attack, into head stomp, if you're fast enough and you have the fortitude. Yeah, it's a lot more. You'll see when the game comes out. But yeah, if there's, just hope Marion has a gut punch counter. She has a gut punch. She does punch people in the nuts too, so that's a thing. Do all the characters have their own dialogue and story modes? They all share the same story. It's not like, if we had to make 6 different stories in this long ass game, this game would come out in like 5 years from now. So yeah, other than that, everybody, thank you so much for coming in. I am so hot. Is the training, as in like temperature wise, is the training dummy just for practicing combos, or does it have different behavior settings? He's just a dummy. Like, I wanted to get a training mode in somehow, and this was like the best way. Like, this whole arena is just built for this training mode right here. But yeah, he's just a dummy. I would love to get in the whole, he moves around, he jumps and stuff, but like there's really no need to have somebody jump when you could just make them fly up into the air. Well, thank you, Dan. Yeah. Oh, McG, I think we confirmed it a while ago. It's been absurdly like, yeah, like the game's not out yet. It is hard to QA this game because it takes a long time. It is big. I'm trying to be vague about how long it is. But yeah, it's a big game. Branching paths, big game. Is Training Tiger the 7th unlockable character? Yes, he is. When you unlock him, he has a move where he makes fun of you, of your physical appearance, but he says it in a way that's so cutting to where you're like, God, I've always had that kind of thought about myself. And you go home and you think about it and you don't fight anymore. And you just, no. Yeah. He's a real jerk. Thank you for the stream. Got to watch the VOD and squeak about Kyoko. You could squeal as well. Oh, I think we're in the like ending phase of. Did I ever put on? I didn't put the music back on, but yeah, this is the arcade music from the first game. Yeah, he gets really personal. It's like super rude what he gets into. All right, let's go raid somebody. I am on the Way Forward account, so I don't see any of my normal people that I normally follow here. Who are we gonna go raid? Joe, are you streaming? What are you doing? Okay, that's who we're gonna go raid. So if you want to see more pixel art done by the friendliest pixel artist, well, one of the, sorry, Joe's still in the stream here. Oh my God. Joe, if you could write up saltiest buns for me because I'm gonna screw it up like usual. I always forget, is it raid exclamation point? If you're still in here, Joe, just do it for me. I'm gonna screw it up. Damn it. How do you do it? Slash raid, thank you. I bet I still did it wrong. What? I am going to murder myself? Is it a singular bun? I don't know what's going on. I have failed. How am I making this wrong here? Oh, it's intended for mature audiences. But yeah, she's a great pixel artist. She even gets a little cameo in this. But everybody, thank you so much. And yeah, just keep watching Way Forward for more news. Yeah, hit us up with what do you want to see on another stream. Yeah, because yeah, I'll go over it. Hopefully we can go over sound effects because Kevin did such an amazing job. Let's get her. Let's go.